What's up, guys? Rob Kuhn here, and today we're going to review a hand absolutely so savage, I have no other words. And this is featuring the same lady that we reviewed in the last video, Elizabeth the Assassin Chen. But this time, we don't get to see her cards until it's all over. Let's get in the action.
We're going to have $1 million pot played.
Today?
Would you take the over or the under?
And it has to be exactly over $1 million. I think it might be a little tough. I feel like we're gonna get close to it.
Okay.
Like
so you're taking the under.
I would
you
take
don't
the
think
under.
we'll hit $1 million pot?
No, just because
Straddle on, double
not
straddle.
everyone is stacked that way.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's
And we've
true.
still
I
got
mean, ask me this
5
question
hours.
in a couple hours.
Right.
Like, all right, you know what? Let me change it.
I just feel like we're trending in that direction.
You know what? Did you know there's double straddle going on? Because that makes it more likely.
I asked the question without knowing that, by the way, and on the topic of not knowing things, we're back to mystery card action with Chen's straddle. A mystery to us, a straddle, by the way, that is pushing back on the double straddle.
Wow, the stare down. Little neck pulse tell there.
Elton, pocket threes, says, all right, let's take a peek.
With the blinds being 1,000, 2,000, 2,000 ante, 4,000 straddle, 8,000 re-straddle. No, you are not hearing things. 1,000, 2,000, 4,000, 8,000 blinds in a cash game. What the fuck is going on? That's all I'm going to say. What is going on? These guys are crazy. All right, I don't know what's going on. They play so big, it just makes your head want to explode. Elizabeth Chen goes for the 3X, which is somehow 24,000. Elton with pocket threes just goes for the call. No reason to 3-bet pocket threes, and definitely no reason to shove. Elizabeth Chen, we have no clue what she has. That makes this hand a lot more fun. We will see after the hand is revealed, or if Elton folds, we'll see. But let's take a flop.
This is a single raise pot with 53K in the middle already.
That is not the board that Elton had in mind. Ace, King, 10.
So Elizabeth Chen was the pre-flop raiser. With double straddle, this is the new small blind versus big blind, and gonna see bet 15,000. Elton.
With 68,000 in the middle, Elizabeth Chen bets 15,000, and the hand is over. I'll see you guys next time.
Baby, you give me.
Doesn't have anything, but he's in there.
Won't be the first nor the last time that we say that. In the 3 of diamonds savagely rolls off on the turn. Oh, my goodness.
That's just wrong.
Well, Elizabeth checking, and by the way, that doesn't mean that she doesn't have a piece of this board, by the way. It's
I love the stare
texture
down.
and action.
I'm not going to get bullied.
Whereby some of the pot control
Although Elton may have just gotten very lucky.
is a favorable line for a good number of the combinations that Elizabeth has. Facing to 65,000 and doing so out of position.
It's got to be interesting to Chen that Elton is betting quite large in this confrontation that's double straddled, because this board is not supposed to hit Elton, like in terms of having really big hands. So she's gonna keep him honest for.
Elton goes for the call on the flop, which, I mean, come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing? This is how they're going to do my girl Elizabeth Chen? They're going to just spike a 3 on her? She goes for the check. Elton bets 65,000, and Elizabeth Chen just goes for the call with, you would think a hand like Ace-X, maybe Ace-Jack, Ace-5, Ace-8, Ace-9, whatever. Any Ace-X, really, maybe even a hand like King-Queen. You're going to do a lot of range betting on flop because obviously the flop highly favors your range. Elton's going to be 3-betting ace-king, aces, kings, probably ace-10 suited, ace-queen. This board is just infinitely better for Elizabeth Chen than Elton. Regardless, he still floats and spikes the set on the turn. Disgusting. Elizabeth Chen just goes for the check call. Let's take a river.
Now,
Another 130 into the middle. Three's full of tens on the river for Elton. And I don't think he's all that worried about being up against a bigger boat as played.
I agree. I would expect 2 pair plus to fire the turn still a lot. I guess the big question for Elton is, can my opponent have a 10? If so, then I go for all. If not, maybe I size in a way to try to get some crying calls.
On the 10 river, Elton boats up, and now he has to make a pretty interesting decision. Elizabeth Chen only has 270,000 back. I believe at this point in the cash game, she was really, really stuck. She was getting, I said this in the last video, but she got very unlucky. She lost queens to kings, and then she lost kings to ace king. I believe that was a chop pot, but still it was like $1 million or something. Now, if you are Elizabeth Chen here and you have a hand like ace queen or ace jack, you know, what do you do? Because Elton really shouldn't have a 10 in his range. Of course, you're never, ever putting him on pocket threes. The only hands he can realistically have are queen jack for value and king 10 for value, and ace 10 as well. Obviously, can have that. So if Elizabeth Chen has a hand like, you know, ace queen, ace jack, those are the hands you're trying to target. But if you have a hand, if she has a hand like ace 8 that doesn't block the straight, it's getting a little dicey. So I don't know. Sometimes, often here, I don't polarize myself and I just bet small. I just try to target an ace to make sure they'll call. Maybe bet 100,000 or 80,000 or something like that, just to guarantee a call. A little bit more on the exploitative side. You're probably supposed to polarize yourself in here. You're probably supposed to polarize yourself here and go all in. But let's see what Elizabeth Chen does.
My opponent. That's 215K, practically pot.
Man, these pot-sized bets polarize us.
I'm never putting my opponent on pocket threes.
No, of course not. Why would you? That's why Elton plays it this way, though, because, you know, you just never have anyone thinking that's what they're up against.
So value range that I would perceive to be up against, right? Oh, whoa. Whoa. How is she all of a sudden check jamming?
Oh, look at Elton. He snap calls. And she's got quads. A $750,000 chip pot, is it?
This is a great lesson in just not trying to always outplay someone. Elton should have just folded the flop, which led to him spiking a set on the turn, which led to him having terrible reverse implied odds, which led to him losing a $750,000 pot. Absolutely insane. Elizabeth Chen playing it very cagey, going for the check on the turn, check on the river. Yeah, a little sneaky there. That's why I call her the assassin. You know, I'm just self-terming that. But look, this girl's a player. She's fun to watch. She might be our new gamble door in the cash game scene. We'll see if she plays all the Tritons, but so far she has been. So hopefully you guys like this hand. Much love.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of bird.